Do you ever feel stuck in your business as far as content creation or social media in general? Well, let's talk about it. Here's the deal. Today I have a special guest, Mr. Caedan May. What's going on, big dog?
Man, what's poppin'? Love to be here.
Oh, I love having you, man. Love having you. So you have worked for Geoshield for 3 years. Is that right?
Yeah, it's almost 3.5 now.
3.5 years. So let's just walk the people through how this journey started with Geoshield.
100%. Yeah. Well, yeah, it started with, which is cool. It's full circle because Cole's now one of our affiliate PPF trainers, but he at the time had his shop and I did a reel for him. And I think, what was it, you that caught wind of that reel and ended up, I remember we showed up in Cubby's garage and we were shooting I think it was some new product that was just getting on the market. And so shot 3 videos for y'all. And then it was kind of going from there. Did retainer work for a while. And John reached out to me last year, May of last year, and asked if I wanted to go full time. So I bleed orange and been doing so for 3.5 years now.
Yeah, dang. Yeah, I remember it was a reel or some type of video, and I don't know if it was the way it was shot, the way it was edited, something about it. I was just like, okay, I want a video that looks like this. And so I had reached out and they got me your information, and we wanted to shoot a video on our detailing products, ceramic coatings, glass coating, ceramic boost. And so I reached out to you and you were like, yeah, dude, let's set something up. Let's do this. And we shot these videos, and it was our first actual production value videos with Geoshield. And it was that spark. It was that, okay, this is what we've been missing type of moment. You know?
Yeah, there was good synergy right off the moment. It was cool. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but it was a cool moment to that be my first encounter with Geoshield.
Yeah, because you got to think, when I started and I started getting into the social media side of Geoshield, I had my phone, man. I think at this point it was a 14. It was either a 13 or 14 Pro Max. And Burns would call me, hey Chase, let's do this, let's do that, let's get this out there into the world. And I would shoot it with my phone. And at this point in time, I didn't know anything about editing. I didn't even know CapCut existed. So the only thing I knew was iMovie. And so I would take those videos, I would go into iMovie, I would throw some transitions here and there, I would do this and that and everything. And that was Geoshield's videos. And that was when Uncle Lou was born, and we were doing the Uncle Lou stuff, and the Apex 50 is not a windshield film and everything. So getting you on to Geoshield and having that production value just shoot up so many levels has been amazing.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. As much as I've been able to help Geoshield, I feel like I've learned so much over the years too, of just consistency, industry. This is the longest industry and client that I've worked with. Now, not so much a client anymore. But yeah, it's really cool, sticking with one brand over the years and helping the language evolve. It's cool. It's been really cool.
Yeah. So after you coming on, and from those first couple of videos, the coatings videos, we did the, actually for anybody that watches this, that remembers the Flat Glass Summit, when we unveiled Lunar 20, Caedan was actually the one that made that entire video. He did the voiceover, he made the graphics, he did the video for it. So you've been here majority of the time. In the beginning, it was behind the scenes, because we didn't really have all these budgets and we didn't have a lot of extra capital to spend on videos and AV and everything. So the Flat Glass Summit, actually, we couldn't afford the full AV. So I was behind the AV booth for the hotel with an out of date HP laptop. I had one XLR cable running, so but that was whenever you were still kind of contracted out.
Right.
And looking back on it, it's great that we started out that way, because where we're at now and the video production we have and the things that are coming out of Geoshield is just, it's top notch. And I'm really excited to see where we go from where we're at.
Oh man, and like the future's bright too. I feel like just now recently we've gone from like having these good ideas to now having the ideas come into systems. Like we're building a communication team inside of our marketing department, like a production team inside the marketing department. So it's like we're seeing this growth in GeoShield to where we can actually put like systems to the solutions we want to offer, and it's not just theoretical anymore.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing is, you know, you could be the best at what you do, but unless you have a system in place, you're not really going to get that far.
Yeah.
So how you also run your own business
Yeah.
still to this day,
Yeah.
off to the side.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, how do you juggle multiple things
Oh,
at one time?
well, it's hard, but I think it scratches the itch of both because, and Chase, we talk about this all the time. GeoShield is built up of like entrepreneur minded people. Like you have Brent Dahlberg, he literally stopped his job to come on board. You have John Sherman, where he is like just vision minded and entrepreneur minded. And you have and that's to scale all over the company of people that are like, we're scrappy by heart, and obviously that's something that we're having to like learn to like also like team play in our resourcefulness. But I would say like we're like this whole team is just really resourceful, and so like I would put myself in that box as well of like I am an entrepreneur by heart. I'm resourceful. However, I think GeoShield has taught me, yeah, I've learned to just be one, yes, resourceful, and I think we have a team of resourceful people that have that like business minded understanding, like one man band. But I think we're now stepping into a space of like team synergy, how to be a team player, how to build systems that like all coincide with one another. And if I've learned anything, it's like I can't do anything alone. And so GeoShield has really just taught me of like how to work with a team better. And because I lean to my scrappiness, resourcefulness. So owning my own business, it scratches that itch. But then when I come back to GeoShield, I am learning that I'm learning to work as a team, to work and serve a bigger vision than myself.
Yeah. And I feel that as well. In the beginning, when we were just now starting the processes and getting the right people in the right seats, it was kind of hard because we had all of these different mindsets and entrepreneurs and people who come from, well, I was a shop owner, this is how I did it. And it's kind of that, you have to learn to let the control go a little bit and then become that team player. And once that basically flip of a switch happens, everything gets super easy. Once you have those systems, once you have the people, once you know that behind you isn't just yourself, like it's not just you anymore. Behind you is a team full of fully capable people that you can trust, and it just makes work and life super easy. You don't have to be in that mindset all the time of grind. I have to use my resources. I have to figure it out. You can kind of just take a step back, and it just makes everything flow a lot better.
It definitely does. It definitely does. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. So speaking to shop owners now, we handle all of the social media stuff for GeoShield, and that's Facebook, Instagram, the Reddit. We watch the Reddit forums, we watch TikTok, YouTube, that's shorts and long form videos and stuff. So for shop owners and social media, what would you say would be some good avenues to look at? Like, as far as a couple podcasts ago, I had Cole Perkins on, and Cole talked about ad strategies, social media, where to put your budget at, and everything. Coming from a creative perspective, what are some places that you see maybe a lack, or where
Mhm.
somebody should go when it comes to content creation for social media?
Well, I think honestly, the biggest problem that our dealers are facing is there's so many options, and like you can almost have like analysis paralysis. Like, do I go the SEO route? Do I go the now you have GEO, like generative engine optimization? Now you have organic marketing, paid ads. Like, where do I need to spend my time, energy, and budget? And honestly, I think you need to just sit down and go, what are the solutions that I need? Like, what's the problems that I need solved? And then find where media becomes a solution rather than just another thing. And because I think a lot of people are getting into social media or whatever just because they're like, I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to miss out on something. And I feel like that's good, but I think there's a larger picture, allowing social media or whatever that marketing solution is to be a solution to a problem rather than just a thing in your business. And it's going to save you so much more headache. And so my question would be, are you looking to build a brand? Are you looking to get leads fast? Are you looking to kind of be a voice of credibility and authority? Well, then you have so many different solutions. And so, like for us, we shoot this podcast, and we want to be credible and authority. A podcast is a great like I will die on this hill that a podcast is the most time efficient content creation to build authority and trust with your audience in the easiest way possible. And so I think podcasts are one of the even though it's so saturated right now, I think there is so much more to be found in a podcast, just because you're not making millions of dollars with millions of views. You're making your money by finding your niche audience. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you have, I would rather have 1,000 core fans than a million just people who are viewing something. And so a podcast, you might not get the number of views, that's the masses, but you are getting people who are knowing you personally. You're building authority and trust. And then also you sit down for an hour, you clip it up into 12 social edits. I see the best bang for buck in podcast being a solution for authority. And then for organic marketing, that would be just posting on TikTok, posting on or doing a live stream on TikTok, or posting on social media, Instagram, Facebook. That's free. That's something that you can do with your phone in hand. And I honestly think organic is really good as well, in the same vein as podcasting, of building authority. It's allowing you to see what resonates with your audience. And so for a lot of the shop owners, your audience is your customer. You're trying to reach people who need tint on their windows or paint protection film on their car. So organic is saying, how can I answer questions, answer objections, and show the services that I offer? If you can hit those three things in your organic and see what resonates with that audience, then you're basically testing what would work on a paid ad. And so then now you're testing the waters of paid ads and everything. So I think, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to grow a brand? Then that's organic. If you're trying to get leads fast, then that's paid ads and SEO as well. So it really, that honestly helped me so much as someone who does media, is like, I'm not trying to just do everything. I am actually trying to solve a problem, and there's a media solution to those problems.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I like to do, um, especially for the smaller fish, is instead of thinking about the problem at hand, I like to think about the solution. Like, okay, what do I want as my end result? Do I want to make a piece of content that just shows what I do for a living? Do I want to make a piece of content that is documentary style? You know, whatever the case may be, I just like to think about that end product and then build my problem around it. So
Hmm.
it's like solving for X, but you already know what X is. You
Right,
know, so then
right.
you place everything else in.
Absolutely. Well, and so Alex Hormozy has the 12 to 1 12 to 1 rule. For every one ask, you have 12 gives. And so a lot of times we're treating social media as our selling place, when in reality, yes, you are selling, but the majority to get the sale is actually providing value. And so
Hmm.
many, and it's, I get it. I get it. It's hard to like, okay, wow, now like social media is another avenue of like me having to put energy and time in. But you have to think, like in a marketing brain, you have the funnel, you have the top of funnel to bottom of funnel. Top of funnel is just awareness. That's like you're letting people know that there is a problem, that there are things. And so you're trying to solve problems already on social media, or you're trying to show that there are problems way before you even say, hey, come buy a tint job. Hey, come buy some PPF. Like, and that is the way to actually make a sale is through giving value first, and then once you do make that pitch, they're way more likely to go through with it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have to know your audience too. It's easy for us because we're B2B, so we know what these business owners want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can go down these different avenues, but it's a lot harder for someone like our dealers to do that because their demographic is way different. You know, you have
Hmm.
somebody, you might have one customer who wants nothing but privacy on their car. Then you could have 70-year-old Mama Pearl come in who doesn't know what she wants and everything.
Right.
So it does get harder, but that's whenever you have to say, okay, here's my solution. Now I need to create problems. So let me make different videos tailoring to all of these different people. So that way I'm
Yeah.
out there in every avenue, you know?
Yeah. And even like creating content, you're like, well, what do I create? Well, start with problems and like allow your problem to be the hook. Say if you're making a reel, like for Tint, for the example, what's the main problems? I need privacy, I need heat rejection, I just got a new car. So you literally just say, hey, person in this area, like those are the greatest pieces of content. It's literally just calling out the person who needs it and their problem. And then you just say what you offer. Like that is like the easiest piece of content.
Yeah, exactly. Because even though like it's crazy to think about, it's kind of I'm gonna go just a little religious here, but it's like whenever somebody goes to church for the very first time, right? And they hear you know, a speech and they're like, wow, that really spoke to me. Even if they don't go to church that next Sunday, they are still going to think about that time particularly. So come the next following Sunday, they're like, you know what? I didn't go last week, but that one time I did go, it really something spoke to me. Let me go again.
Hmm.
So the same thing
Hmm.
with content. When you post a piece of content and you make it very personable and to the point, like, hey, do you have this problem, such and such, such and such? People are going to watch that video and there's going to be, it might even be 1 out of 100, but somebody is going to watch that video and they're going to say, wow, that's me. You hit the nail on the head. That's me. And even though they might not book something right then and there, they're still going to think about that. So that way,
Right.
whenever they are ready, when they're ready and they're like, I have enough money saved up, like I want to get my car tinted and everything, you are going to be the first thing on their mind. Man, what was that guy's name that made that video? You know, I gotta go search him up. Then they're going to do research and they're going to find you. Bam, you just got a client.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like
Yeah.
being top of mind is the number one goal. And if you think you're marketing too much or you're too annoying, you like people haven't even seen it yet. Like you have to understand you're fighting the attention of so many different accounts, so many different desires and things. And like you're like, man, I just talked about what I did yesterday. Like, do you really want me to post again? Yes, they probably do not know. I think like a maximum. I think everyone should be posting probably once a day. I think that would be the golden. And I say that as a hypocrite. We don't even on our pages. We're not posting every single day. But I think that would be like the golden standard. Because if you did any more, that might be a little bit of a bit annoying. But hitting that once a day. I feel like it's like just being top of mind, and you're not always selling, but you are creating a community, you're creating value. And so there is that, like, you don't always have to sell to post something on social media. And it's not always like, it's not always that like cut and dry. Like you don't have to overthink it. People really just want to be invited into what you're doing. And if you're top of mind when their problem happens, when they get that brand new car, they instantly think of you.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's so two big things. First, I'm going to follow up on what you said. There was actually a guy that I found on Facebook Reels. I was just scrolling Reels one day, and he made a really funny video, and I ended up scrolling off of it, and I didn't like it. And I was telling myself, man, I hope another one of his videos pops up. And sure enough, the next day I'm scrolling Reels and a different video of his popped up, and I go to his page and the dude posts almost every single day. So that's why his stuff is popping up on my page. But that just goes to show consistency is very much key when it comes to anything content. You can't post one video and expect it to go viral. There are those cases where you post one thing and for some random reason that does not make any sense, it does go viral. It gets a million views, whatever the case may be. But 9 times out of 10, the pages that are getting those millions of views already is because they have built it up to the point where when they post a video, it's getting shared out. Like it is getting pushed by whatever platform. That's why it's getting those views. You're not getting, especially so for instance, there's a video in the industry going around and it's almost at 12 million views right now. But somebody could watch that and be like, wow, that's a lot of views, which it is. Not discounting that it's not a lot of views. What I'm saying is that page didn't just post that video and get 12 million views. That page was built posting every day, getting out content, getting out to the masses, getting in front of people, getting on their phones, getting on their laptops, doing all that stuff. And that's why it's getting the views it does, is because they put in the work, time, and effort to build those pages to get like that.
It's true. There's a lot of effort, and we're not going to like sugarcoat like there is effort involved in social media, but it's like, is the reward worth what it is? And it's like, absolutely. Like, yes, it might be similar to SEO where it's like your ROI is maybe later down the road, but you have people like Chad where he has built such a core following. When he hits live, his feed blows up, and and I'm sure he has a testament of like the amount of clients he's gotten just been from seeing him on live streams or on TikToks. And it's like, you might not see that return instantly, but you are building something. And I think what we've even done recently is, how do we build, like, how do you make creativity and branding? How do you make it more concrete? How do you make it more repeatable without losing that, like, that specialness that is like personality? And like, just to suggest for dealers that are like, I don't know where to start, is we've created our team. We made content pillars. And so we have pillars of content that we are going to hit every single month. We have we're doing our podcast. We're doing a product showcase. We're doing the podcast clips. We're doing dealer doc clips. And so we've kind of written out like 8 to 10 content pillars that we have for our social media. And then when we have a Monday meeting of like, hey, what are we shooting? What's going on? We're not going back to the drawing board. And so whatever that is for you, to have a content pillar, maybe it's like, okay, I know I'm gonna do a service breakdown 4 times a month. I'm gonna do a testimonial 6 times a month. Like whatever that looks like, I think content pillars is a great way to start posting.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then the other thing too, like going back to Chad, it's authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's not being fake. Like a lot of people mess up when it comes to content creation because they try to be someone that they're not. You know, they'll see somebody that is going viral and they try to either copy off of their content, or they try to be like them, or they try to create a character. And in all honesty, like it may work. I'm not saying that it won't work, but what works better is just being yourself. Like, even though you tint windows every day, say you're a person that likes to build motors or you like to tinker with stuff or whatever. If you just make videos doing the stuff that you love doing, guess what? Somebody else loves doing the same exact thing, and they may see you doing that, and they're like, "Dang, dude, this guy's cool." And the next thing you know, that person finds out that you tint windows or you PPF or you do wwhatever, and then
Right.
now your following knows what you do as a job, not just a hobby, and now they're starting to refer people to you. Oh, well,
Hundred percent.
this guy's a window tinter and whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what it
Well,
is. Like,
I think
if you're
people are
just
so,
authentic,
yes, 100%.
just be authentic, man.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we stop being ourselves because we're like, we forget, like, okay, it's social media. I need to sell. I need to do this. And you just like, people can sniff that out. But if you really are just inviting people into who you are, like Chad isn't like, hello, everyone. I am Chad. And I'm, no, it's like, what's up, TikTok? Like that is genuinely who he is. And whoever that you aren't Chad, you are you. Like, so use your personality type, lean into that. Like if you're more introverted, say like, hey, this is how I keep a quiet shop. Hey, this is how, or if you're into interior decorating, hey, this is how I've intentionally made my waiting room be a place that people want to sit in. Like you're inviting what's going on in your head onto social media, and you come to find out people resonate with it. And when people resonate with the story, you actually end up making more money. It's actually kind of crazy that when you provide value and when you resonate with people, you actually sell better. And I think we forget that the best sales tactic is really storytelling. And when you actually care about the stories you're telling, you sell all the better. And so don't think that sales is at intention with authenticity. I think selling is just what you have to do to make money, and it's the name of the game. However, you don't have to be unlike yourself to sell.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could say you were talking to a business owner right now, I was a PPF installer, I was a ceramic coater, whatever. If you could tell the person sitting in front of you right now 3 ways that they could get started today in making good content for their social media platforms, what would they be?
Number one, stop selling a service and sell value. So you're not, when you start selling value, you don't become a commodity. And so obviously, yes, we're talking to maybe the PPF installers that you're maybe more on the higher ticket end. So that might be a little different than the lower ticket tint jobs. However, both are the same. When you start breaking down what's the value of tint, you have the heat rejection, you have the privacy, you have the like, you got to think also emotionally. Like we were thinking about that. I think we were watching this video about I think it was Pampers in the 50s, and they couldn't sell diapers to moms because they were like, these are bad chemicals. I can just make the cloth ones myself, and they just couldn't hit. And so then they realized if they actually resonated emotionally with with the moms, they could sell more diapers because they didn't realize the value of what it means. And so they started bringing in like the statistics of like cleanliness and different things, and then it resonated. And so it's like you have an audience, and sometimes that's not always the same type of person per your demographic or per your city or per whatever that is. Like you might be tinting tractors, that's a different demographic than tinting in a city. So like, or putting PPF. Find out who it is and turn your service into a value proposition. Second one, I kind of was already talking about. Make Put top of mind who you're selling, and in marketing terms they call that avatars. Form that an avatar. So get to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to help you. And I'm not talking about the blue people avatar. I'm talking about a actual, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like an avatar is the like basically the embodiment of who you're trying to sell to. It's a
Yeah.
type. And that might be two or three different types of people. Really just go like, okay, I've helped this type of person. I work on boats more, and get help. Talk to chat, say, hey, I need help figuring out who I offer to. And when you solidify the one, two, or three types of people you sell to, it actually makes you sell better in your social media. So if you're selling mainly to moms and minivans, you're not going to be talking the same way as dudes that are putting it on antique cars. Like that's just different, and that might be maybe a harder thing to figure out, and that might just take time. But I really think if you nail down who exactly are you talking to, because you're not talking. If the answer is everyone, then you're not talking to no one. You are talking to a specific type of person that has certain needs. Now, it might not be as nitty gritty as a mom, but it will be this type of person meeting this type of pain that I'm meeting. And a third, we just talked about it. Get some content pillars. You can start with 3, start with 4. I think we have 8. But really, I would just consider it like a ritual show, like a show that you know is going to be a rerun. Hey, I know Chad's going to go live on this day. I know Geoshield's going to be posting a podcast clip on this day. Make it like a content, like, hey, I know I'm going to talk about this service, and it really just helps you take abstract ideas and services into concrete posts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that. And that's the whole thing, especially for me sometimes, like starting out, it was super hard to even figure out what I wanted to post. And then also it's scary.
Hmm.
Grabbing that phone or grabbing that camera and putting it in front of your face. There's a lot of people that let fear just not create content. Like the fear
Absolutely.
stops them.
Absolutely.
And you can't let that happen.
No.
If you really want to get out there, you got to get over that fear. Because let me tell you, nobody is going to watch unless you make some absolutely just off the wall video. It's gonna not get the traction you want. But if you make a video and you're just yourself and you make a video and it looks good and everything and you post it up, you're not going to get all this hate and everything. Nobody's going to talk
Right.
about your voice. Nobody's going to say, wow, you got the weirdest voice in the world, So don't let all those
Right.
little things stop you from creating content.
Right. Except if you're Brent Dahlberg, then we're gonna get on you how you say rags.
Except if you're Brent Dahlberg, then we're going to get on you about how you say rags.
Rags from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin. No, I love Brent. Brent's another one that, he was an entrepreneur himself, but he built most of his brand and business from the TikTok space. And he did it very well. I would say he did it better than most when it comes to our industry itself and
Yeah.
the things that he did. Because Brent didn't create a character. Brent didn't seek out to be someone else. Brent took his authentic self that he is every single day, day in and day out, from 9 a.m. when his shop opened till it closed at whatever time. Because let me tell you, that dude's brain does not shut off ever. But all he did was he was like, you know what? This is me every day. People love it. Let me go live on TikTok. Let me see how many other people I could resonate with. And he built a mass following in the tent industry just being Brent Dahlberg, the traveling tinter.
Hmm.
It's that easy. People think it's hard. And like we said, it's not that it's not hard, but it can be very easy. You're just putting up your own roadblocks. That's it.
Yeah, make it easy on yourself. Like you're gonna see those people that kind of stumbled into success. Like if you ask Brent or ask Chad, like what types of stuff did you do? They're not going to tell you like, oh, we did this and I thought about doing that. Like, no, they kind of just started and they kind of figured it out as they go. But if there is this like desire to grow in you, there are ways that just work and it's simple. Like stick to rules, stick to things that work. Obviously not discounting the ones that are like, I'm just going to try something. Like that's also cool. Just know that you're experimenting. You're not like, this is not tested and true. So there is like that experimental route or the kind of tested, try and true route.
Yeah, exactly. So going off of, just starting and all this stuff, as a content creator and a business owner yourself and doing this all the time, full time, what would you say would be, if you could give somebody the best starter content creation advice, what would it be?
Starter content creation advice.
Yeah, because most people ask like, "Oh, should I get this $2,000 DSLR camera?" Oh, I seen somebody made a TikTok saying you should get the Sony ZV-E10 Content Creator Starter Bundle for $99.99, and everything. What would you legitly tell people? I want to start content.
Right.
What should I get?
The barrier to posting needs to be as low as possible. So use what you know. Now, if you have a videography or photography background, sure, get a camera or use the camera you have. But most people aren't that. Like they're just regular business owners, that they're a one-man band. So use what you know, which is your phone. And now with the content pillars, just literally stick your phone on a tripod and like maybe discuss different things. Like maybe talk about what's different between carbon and ceramic. Talk about heat rejection. Like there's so many different things that you can do literally with just your phone, taking pictures. Start. My advice for content creation is just start with what you have. Don't overthink acquiring something new, because every time you have something new, the barrier of the learning curve, you automatically drop in quality. Like even if you buy the $2,000 camera, the learning curve drops you down in quality. So now for it to go back up, it's going to take a couple more months until that finally there.
Yeah.
But if you stay on the phone, your quality can start doing this now. Now, if you're like, okay, I'm hitting a wall on quality, maybe get that camera, maybe hire that person who's doing social media just full time. That's when you would do that.
Yeah, and the other thing, going back with authenticity as well, if you're going to start doing content, one big piece of advice I will say, our dealers obviously cater to end consumers. So it's kind of like that thing. I'm gonna put this as an example. The food we eat every day, we don't know what's in it, So Kellogg's could make a commercial and literally say anything. This is the best for you cereal. This is the healthiest cereal on planet Earth. And you know what? We just have to believe them, because who are we? Now, what I'm getting at is us as Geoshield, we know what all of these numbers mean. We know what TSER is. We know what the light spectrum actually means. We know where testing is done. As a business owner and an installer of anything, you also know these real world numbers because we give them to you. You see them every day. They're on your display boards and stuff. The one thing I'll say with authenticity is we have got to stop lying to end consumers about the products that they are receiving, because we're just adding to this world full of misinformation and false hope and stuff. So I'll say, if you're going to get into content or you're already doing content, just don't lie to the end consumer. Be authentic and be real, but also give them what they actually need. Like if somebody comes in and says, hey, I saw on TikTok they got this dark but legal stuff. It looks black on the outside, but at night I can see straight through it, and all this stuff. Take that as the time to educate. Don't just go on one of the forums and slander or whatever. Let it go by the wayside. That person that's making that content, we know that they're messed up, but don't go and make the same content as them. Don't fuel the fire or anything. Make your own content. Be your authentic self. Don't lie. And you're going to do awesome if you want to get into content. If you don't want to get into content, that's fine. There's a lot of people in this industry that don't care about it. They get by with word of mouth, whatever. Right. But there are some people that may watch this and they're like, you know what? This is what I needed. I needed to hear this to get over that hump. Now
Absolutely.
Exactly. So Caedan, I appreciate you coming on, brother. We got some stuff going on over here at the Academy, though. It seems like some cars are moving around. So if anybody wants to follow you on any of your socials, we're going to link them down below in the description, and they can give you a follow and see what you do away from Geoshield and everything like that. But you got anything else to say to the people?
No, yeah. Socials in the description. Please reach out to me. Would love to help in any way. We just want to give as much value as possible.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're about here at Geoshield, and we hope that there are many more of these podcasts to come. If you guys have any comments or you have any topics that you want to see talked about on the next episode of Here's the Deal, go ahead and drop them below. or if you are in our Discord channel, go ahead and hit the Here's the Deal Discord sub channel and post your comments, questions, concerns in there. But other than that, it's been awesome talking to you, Caedan. I hope everybody has learned at least something from today's podcast. And have a great rest of your week, great rest of your day. And that's the deal.